That sounded good because that's why I was like, my patient who sells it, and her hair, I've known her for 7, 8 years, and her hair, when she started using it, her hair definitely got thicker because she's one of those blonde girls who has
Really?
very thin hair, and her hair got much bigger and thicker and long, and
my hair is
gorgeous.
Baby. So I tried, I met a girl at a seminar, I guess a couple years ago, and I had bought some, and I just used it once, and then I'm like, oh, I still have some old stuff I need to finish using, so I never bought it again. But I didn't see a tremendous difference with it, and I kept seeing interesting reviews about it.
Yeah, I saw good and I saw bad. And then the problem with these natural hair products is like every time I look at the ingredients, I'm like, well, I can make that. Why don't I just make that?
You know me, I don't have time to. I'm not one to mix and do all that stuff like you're doing, right?
I know, but part of it's boredom and part of it's just like, well, let me see if I can make a eyelash grow and a hair growth serum at home with all the stuff I've collected. Well, let's go for it. But
that would be huge, though, to make an eyelash serum. That stuff would I think would go over really well.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yes.
I think that would be a good thing to think about.
I know.
Because, they're charging a ton of money for that stuff, too.
I know. And the thing is, by the time you formulate something and make it have a shelf life, you had to put some sort of chemical in it. If I make it at home, I know that it's only like geranium, tea tree, and vitamin D liquid. I know that that's exactly what it is, and it's not possible. Whereas other stuff, there's always something I can't pronounce. Like I'm looking at the stuff she said, and even even though it's deemed acceptable by the Environmental Working Group, I still know like I can't pronounce some of these words. It's polysorbate 20 is in one of the things, so that's not.
Are you looking at the product?
Yeah,
now?
I'm looking at one of our products. So one is polysorbate 20, which I've seen people have allergies to. Not everybody does, no, and it's probably okay. But I just sometimes I'm like, okay.
I know. Well, there was gosh, it was years ago. I can't remember the name of the company, but he had done a product that only contained edible ingredients. It was all hair care, and it was really great. It smelled great. So literally, I could have eaten it. It was perfectly healthy to eat, right?
Right.
But it was not great for my hair. It was just I don't know. So it's like I get torn sometimes between there's a ton of ingredients in this.
You're looking at it. Yeah, like the potassium sorbate, the sodium benzoate. I mean, there's all things.
Fragrance, and so here when I was in.
Oh yeah, the minute you see that word, you're done. That's formaldehyde.
Well, fragrance. So the challenge is fragrance. Unless it says natural flavor or natural fragrance, it's that word alone is probably not a natural fragrance, which is unfortunate.
No, it's usually formaldehyde. When they put fragrance, it could be formaldehyde. So so that's why I'm like, well, I want my hair to not be gray. That would be awesome, but I could also use henna, which is what I do, and then it's still natural, and I don't have gray hair, and so there's that.
Right. Yeah. So right now it's just the two of us talking. Nobody else is in here, right?
Right.
They'd be popping up on my little screen.
You'd see them if they show up. You can see.
That's good to know. Yeah, that's the thing about these companies. There's so many companies, and they make so many claims, and it's very frustrating. As you know, it's so frustrating to see that. It is what it is.
I know, but like I said, because I was all tempted to do it. I was like, man, if it just said like tomatoes and vinegar, I'd be like, I'm all about it. Let me go get some. But then I'm like, it's got to be something else, or people can make it at home. They've got to put something in here. So I know what's making the hair not turn gray. It's got tyrosine in it, acetyltyrosine.
Okay. Which product are you looking at?
For fine thinning hair.
Let me go over there.
Yeah, so I'm looking at that.
And I think too, B5 is huge for gray hair deficiency.
Yep.
And then thin hair, it's usually thyroid or nutritional a lot of times. Of course, if it's genetic or male pattern baldness, I don't know if you can really turn that around.
Yeah. Sometimes a little bit. I've seen men with male pattern, like with really like shiny bald and certain things, like a lot of topical things, a lot of peptides will make their hair grow back. It won't be like a full head of hair like when they were 20, but I will see like some little hair sprout out. Now it's got between the tyrosine and the zinc chloride, those are two big things for melanin And so I see two things in here.
A lot of herbal stuff is good.
Yeah, but like I said, then I go for the things that I can't pronounce. PEG. Whenever I say PEG, I'm like, no. Maltodextrin, no. Fragrant, no. Potassium sorbate. When I see sorbate, I'm like, let me look that up. What is hydrolyzed lupine protein? I've seen that before. See, I don't even know what that is.
See, I don't know. Menthol lactate.
I know.
Castor oil.
And you know what? They might not be rated poorly by the EWG because it takes years for stuff to get onto the EWG.
Well, that, and also how many chemicals are considered safe to eat.
Right.
At minimally detectable levels, right? But they're actually very toxic at slightly higher levels, and yeah, it's.
Yeah, well, the hydrolyzed lupine protein seems okay.
Okay, good.
But I've got to look up this polysorbate 20 because I'm like...
That's okay. Tea tree, that's good. Sodium hyaluronate, glycerin, yeast extract, acetyltyrosine, glycine, zinc. Well, zinc chloride, that wouldn't be harmful, would it?
You know, I like zinc, and it's usually not chloride, but I think it's okay.
For a topical.
Yeah, even polysorbate 20 is a 3 in the environmental working group. So it's not like 1 or 2, which is green, 3 is yellow, but it's still not like horrible. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's not like desirable.
I don't even know what products you could use anymore that are...
you're not. The minute they preserve it, like I said, most of the things in here are okay. Like at home, I could put zinc and hyaluronic acid and glycerin together, and even I have tyrosine, and I have, I have like half of the supplements on here sitting in my cabinet, minus all these weird words I can't pronounce. So I'm like, I'm just gonna have to roll with that because I'm gonna make my own and see what happens, and it probably won't. It might be one of these crazy chemicals that's doing it, the fragrance. But the minute you see fragrance, it automatically turns the product into like out of green and into the yellow or red. The minute you say fragrance.
Unless it was like I don't know why they add fragrance. I mean, they've got all those beautiful essential oils. Why don't they just add some peppermint or,
I don't
understand. There's so many great smelling oils.
Yep.
Are you using any Young Living shampoos or conditioners or anything like that?
No, I've used their body wash, but never their conditioner. But I've heard good things about it. I mean, I know one is lavender. Lavender is very good for your scalp. One is copaiba. That's very good for your scalp. So I mean, everybody who's used them likes them. It's just that I have, mostly I get my hair done. Not since the pandemic, but I used to go get my hair done, so I never kept a lot of shampoo around because I don't wash my hair every day. I went to go, I would go once a week to get it done. So I wasn't a big, if I got a bottle of shampoo and conditioner, it would last me like a year or two.
Yeah, I agree.
So but the body wash, I need body wash.
You're just not going yet.
Going to get my hair done?
Mm-hmm.
I've just given up on life, man. I know. It's one of those things that's like, there's certain things I will do because I'm like, you have to leave your house at some point, but there are certain things I'm like I haven't got my nails done. I'm not going to go out to get my toes done. I don't actually go get my hair done anymore. There's just certain frivolous things that I don't do.
I stopped getting my nails and toenails done too, and it's funny because I have, for years I've had those done. So it's been interesting.
Do you do them yourself, or you literally aren't wearing?
Just keeping them like really, really short and just really natural.
Yep.
That's it. Because I don't know, I've kind of just gotten used to it now.